Awesome. Hello. Facebook now tells me that I am live. As usual, I'm sat here hanging, waiting for Zoom to say that you're live, and wondering if I start speaking before it tells me I'm live, I don't want to cut things off. So, hello. Thank you for joining me here this evening, this daytime, whatever time of day it is with you. Let me know in the comments around the video where you are in the world, what time it is when you're watching this. If you're watching the replay, then give me a hashtag replay so that I know that you have come back in and watched the training, because did you know you only get your t-shirt if you actually complete the challenge, i.e. you have to watch the training. So give me a hashtag replay if you're watching the replay, and if you're live with me, like Craig, like Susanna, I know you guys are live, it just told me, then give me a hashtag live. Because all these things count towards actually completing the challenge. So let me just go and post the link to this into the group, the little group that I set up. I hope you guys are finding that useful. I know it can be really annoying when you miss training like Susanna did, because it's really challenging to get the time zones right if you're not in the same time zone as everybody. And then this is a massive problem for people when they are choosing when to do live trainings, live Q&A calls, even send out emails, even when to post. Like, when do you post? It's challenging. Like, there's no perfect time, and it's really difficult because people are in different time zones. So you kind of have to take I guess like I would say a blend of when your ideal customer is online, but also when works best for you. So, hey, Anne, you're here. Yay. Awesome. I'm glad that you managed to make it. Hey, Rob, thank you so much for joining. So what I'm trying to do right now is copy the link of this and then pop it into the little group that I made, which hopefully you're finding useful. I know Susanna is. Let me know in the comments if you have found it useful to have like the Facebook Messenger automated notification, because this is the thing, like there's so much in Facebook, it's really hard to reach everybody. And so like all of the things that I'm doing are things that you should be looking at and going, hey, yes, actually I could use that in my business. So, you know, set up a group. If it's a like a small group, people don't seem to tend to mind. That doesn't actually make sense. Seem to mind if you're setting up a small group chat for a specific purpose, and you pre-warn people and that kind of thing. If you just set up a massive group chat for absolutely no reason at all apart from try and sell something, people do tend to mind. So there's that fine balance between getting your message or like letting people know about things and getting that out there, and then also maybe not so much spam, like it can be spamming people, but you know, overstepping the mark. The same with when you used to be able to add people to Facebook groups willy-nilly, and I know people who did that with Facebook groups. They just invited everybody, even if people didn't want to be in it necessarily. But Facebook now has managed to kind of curb that by having a what's called a preview link. So when you add somebody to a Facebook group, even if I add you as a challenger into my Facebook group, people who haven't accepted that, they've got like a 30-day preview before they then stop seeing all the notifications and stuff, because Facebook knows that people were spamming people. I've seen lots of people do it, and then lots of people lose tons and tons of their group members. But if you tend to do things in a organic and like let's see if it works anyway, in an organic way and kind of like with good purpose, then you tend to not find that people get so annoyed. So let me make sure I've got the comments coming up. Right, here we go. Awesome. Okay, so hi guys, hi Rob, hi Craig, hi Rosie, hi Anne, hi Senna, hi Craig. Did I say Craig? It's the evening time for me. So yeah, anyway. Rosie said it's so useful. It reminds me that it's not long away as I get carried away and do other stuff. Right. Okay. So in my calendar, here's a thing that might help you. So when I have webinars coming up or live training with people, or it's Q&A hour in other people's groups, there's a couple. There's two that I always make. One is Julie Stoyan, and there's another guy called Rick Moretti, who is an ads guy. He's Amy Porterfield's ads guy, and I'm in his paid group, and I always like absolutely make his Q&A hours as well, because I want to make sure that I'm like asking good questions and getting my questions answered. And what I've found that I had to do is I was sending myself 15-minute reminders, but then like stuff would come up. So now I set myself a 15-minute reminder and a 5-minute reminder. So by default, anything that goes into my calendar literally has 2 reminders, 15 minutes and 5 minutes. And so like literally at the time, my watch vibrates, makes a noise, whatever. And then the 15-minute one, I'm like brain warned. And then the 5-minute, I'm like, right, now's the time to hop on. So that might help you a little bit. So the reminders about it starting now happen after you've started. Is that right? No, so what should happen in the Messenger when you, so basically you can create plans in Facebook Messenger, but you can only do it from your mobile. I haven't figured out a way to do it from desktop. So if you go into Messenger and say you're in a chat with somebody, you may have noticed that if you talk about something like let's do something next week or at a specific time, Facebook might like ask you if you want to create a plan. But what you can actually do is, I'll see if I can show you here. Let's go into the group. When you're in Messenger, you can click on the 4 dots, which are to the left, and it gives you all these different things, and plans is one of them, and you can click on plans and create a plan. But you can only create 1 plan per Messenger chat window at a time. So literally it's a manual thing. You're going to have to go in there and do it every single day. But as the feedback says that it's useful, I will try and do that. And I'm going forward, like these are all the things that are being set up in an automated process, or as automated as possible. But yeah, at the moment you can only do 1 per day, so or at a time. So once that's finished, then I can then set up the next one. But what it should do is remind you an hour before in your time zone is how it should work. But all these things are subjective. And I know that the Facebook event reminders doesn't necessarily remind you at the right time. Like it wasn't reminding Susanna at the right time, and she's in Canada. And I don't know if that's because like what it will do is it will tell you the time in the time zone that the event was set up in. So for me, it's British Summer Time, which is GMT +1. So if you ever are in groups, and say for example for me in the ClickFunnels 2 Club X coaching group that I'm in, there's lots of training that goes on in there, and it always says a time, but then it says GMT -5, and then I have to remember that I'm +1, so therefore it's -6, and do some mental maths myself, whereas the Facebook Messenger plan one actually reminds you in your time zone. So anyway, to the point of today's training. So today I wanted to talk about the final of the 3 secret S's that I have found govern everything that happens on social media, kind of the internet, but very much social media. So not just Facebook, but obviously Facebook is our focus. So the first one was sharing, and I shared the story of people watching the fountains in the hotel that I was in Nashville, and everyone literally was like watching everything through their phones, or like they're taking photos of their dinner, so much so that their food goes cold. And then the next one was stalking. So what we all do, which is the moment we see somebody who says something interesting on Facebook, we click on their face, and then go through a little bit, you know, go down a rabbit hole, see what's going on, look at photos, look at their previous posts, see, and basically what we're doing is seeing if this is a person we have something in common with, or if they're talking about stuff that's interesting to us. So if you've got your Facebook profile funnel set up the right way, then you will take them from your profile to your page, and once they're on your page, you've kind of ensnared them, you've hooked them, that you can then get to them again, whether that's through ads, whether that's through getting them into your email list, like whatever it might be. And it's really, really useful. Even if you're not running ads right now, it's useful to be thinking about pixeling people. So people will get pixeled, in essence, when they visit your Facebook page, because Facebook knows who's visited your Facebook page over the last 365 days. You can target those people, which is the best. And if you're putting out websites, funnels, landing pages, like anything like that, your Shopify store, anything, I don't care if you have no intention of ever running ads. One day you will, and you will regret more than anything if you haven't pixeled your website. So go and put the Facebook pixel on your website. And if you ask me really, really nicely in the comments around the video, I will give you a really simple how-to video on how to put the pixel on places. Now, obviously, I can't do it for every single site, every single platform, every single different thing that you could have out there, but I will show you how easy it is to get the Facebook pixel code and then put it on whatever you've got, whether it's in WordPress. There are WordPress plugins. ClickFunnels makes it really easy. Lead Pages makes it really easy. So I will show you how to get your specific Facebook pixel code and then put it on your website, whatever your website might be, so that you can start tracking people, so that if and when you want to run ads to people, then you haven't just lost all that data. I've been working with a few million kind of pound turnover companies who don't have the Facebook pixel installed on their website, and as I pointed out, like the tens of thousands of people that have visited their website, we can't ever get to now. We can only do it from now moving forward, which is a real shame, because people who have already visited your thing are people who are more interested in your thing than cold people. So it would be a shame to waste all of those people. So sharing, stalking, and then the final one is how to stop the scroll. So if you think about when you're on Facebook, whether you're standing in queue for Starbucks to get your coffee, whether you're, what I've discovered more and more people do, is in the bathroom or the restroom, whether you're watching Game of Thrones, but you're still on your phone scrolling, because everybody does it. We have this absolute addiction to Facebook and the rest of them, but Facebook the most, because it's the scroll. That we just have this thing of picking up your phone, opening the app and just scrolling, literally mindlessly. There's no intention there. You don't even know you're doing it. Once you think about how often do I check Facebook, you will realize how often you check Facebook without even meaning to. Like literally you'll find yourself just picking up your phone and scrolling. And once you know that you're doing it, you'll stop doing it so much. But let's take advantage of the fact that everybody is doing it. So what you need to do is create content that is something enough to stop the scroll, whether that's interesting, whether it's different, whether it's outrageous, whether it's controversial, whether it's fun, flirty, whatever. Even if it's like something that's really, really super high value, you still have to get that person to stop in the first place. And the easiest way to do it is through videos, because people will want to watch videos. But what you need to bear in mind is that the video isn't a video. It's still a kind of a still image to start off with. So you need to have interesting looking images in pretty much everything. Now, there are some really easy hacks to create images. So the best thing to do is have pictures of you, of like you doing strange things. That works really, really well, especially if you don't see yourself as being the person that you want to put out there. Russell Brunson especially has, I would say, popularized the weird, quirky image. And so you'll see lots of people now doing like strange things. Now, I would say try and pick a still image, especially if you're doing a video, try and pick a still image that's from that video. But I will always go with a really smiley face of me when I'm in the videos. I smile a lot anyway. But if you think about it, when you're a tiny baby, what do you do when you see a stranger and they smile at you? You smile back. So like literally from the moment we are born, and probably before, but obviously we can't check, we are hardwired to respond well to smiles, which means if you post smiling pictures on Facebook, and I've said this before about profile photos, but if you post smiling pictures on Facebook, people will naturally be drawn to them because it's just hardwired into us. So use neural pathways to your advantage, okay? Post smiley pictures. If you don't feel comfortable doing a smiley photo, post something a bit quirky. If you can't bring yourself to post pictures of you, then you can really easily create images from questions and from a single sentence, okay, on Facebook. And you've probably done this before, but not thought about it. So let's give you an example. If I were to go to my Facebook newsfeed and literally type something in, what did I do recently? Do you have a course? Okay, and so that's just pretty boring. If you saw that, it's just plain white background, plain text, not that attention grabbing. But if you use Facebook's own backgrounds, and you could have the smiley faces, you could have the flames, you could have anything, like anything really there. There's the unicorns. Now, some things to bear in mind. What are the colors that most people, like other people, are posting? So you want something that's a different color. I have heard that warm colours perform better. Now you need to test for yourself. I have heard that warm colours perform better. I have heard that orange is the best colour for call to action buttons. However, there's no actual singular case study that says that's correct. But there are case studies that have shown that having a colourful call to action button will get people to click more. So therefore, if you look at your image as being your call to action button, almost the thing that you want to get people to kind of stop on, then have something colorful, have an actual image. I recently saw somebody use in their background image for a webinar opt-in a person doing a handstand, and there were just like feet at the top that you could see and a wall, and it was really strange. You looked at it and you were like, what's going on with the image there? And you're like, oh, it's somebody doing a handstand. But that is enough to get someone to stop and pay attention. So just kind of try different things. And if you, so you can use that as an image. Now, my little hack to make that into an image and then have a longer post with it is you do the background and then you literally, you close up the background chooser and click on any of the like the next little bits, the add to post section. So for me, I always just click on the photo thing because it's the first thing that comes up. But what that does is takes it off the cursor from the text. Then you can do a screenshot. So on the iPhone, it's literally just the power button and the first volume button. I don't know what it is on Android. I don't have Android. I will know how Android. So then you've got an image. This is really, really easy on an iPhone. Literally go to it, crop it. Oh, she says, crop it down to the right, literally to the color. And then if you click on done, save to photos, and voila, you have yourself an image. So what you can then do is go back into your post, get rid of the background. Sometimes it gets a bit funny if you don't do that. So just get rid of the background, which you do by clicking the white button again. And then you can add in your photo. And your photo is the photo you've just created, the image you've just created. So now you've got something really bright and catchy that's going to stop people in their tracks. If you've literally got nothing and you don't want to spend some time and the thoughts just come to your head and you don't want to look for a good image or post an image of you or anything like that, then you can use Facebook's own thing to create images on the fly and then post some actual more text so you can create a decent value-driven post, but that way you've got an image in there all the time. So there should be no reason for you to ever post something without having an image, because the image will stop the scroll. If we have a quick look through, I mean, obviously granted, this is my own personal Facebook newsfeed, but if I'll just do like a quick scroll through with you. So like there are images, but then there are things that are just plain white and they just don't stand out. Whereas when you get to an image or a video, oh, look at me, weird. They kind of stand out a bit more. You know, ad from Amy Porterfield, it's an image. That stands out quite a lot because it's green, you know? So just have a little look through the next time that you literally stop yourself. Even if you stop yourself in your email folder, look at the things that stopped you. What was the headline? Okay, so headlines really, really matter. What was the imagery on Facebook when you're scrolling, you know, Instagram? What are the things that are catching your attention? Because then you can start compiling a list of headlines that caught your attention, images that caught your attention. I do screen grabs of everything, like my swipe file, which you will be getting access to. My swipe file of like things that have caught my attention is huge. And ideally, there would be something that would put them into order. Now, I do have something from ClickFunnels called Fill Your Funnel, which does save ads and does do screen grabs, which isn't available to the public just yet. But so that like is compiling with tags all of these different kinds of ads that are good and successful, ads that have caught people's eye, you know, all that kind of thing. But for the time being, for now, start compiling your own personal swipe file of the things that caught your attention, because what caught your attention is probably going to catch the attention of your ideal client as well. So let's get back to the comments because I've missed a few. Yes, okay, so Rosie says, do you need to be friends for this? If you mean with the Messenger group, no, you don't. You can add people in. Now, I don't know if that then goes into somebody's others folder. if you're not friends. You can also create group chats. If you have a group, you can create a group chat. Don't ask me how to do it right now because I can't talk to you and show you. But if you do a Google search, always do a Google search first. But you can create group chats if you are a group admin. And then therefore people in the group get put into the group chat. Now, use this with caution because you can very quickly annoy people because they haven't asked to be in that group, which is why when I set up my group, I made it very clear to everybody, I don't want this to be a general chat group. I don't want you guys to get bombarded with posts all the time and comments and, you know, people just saying yes in there. I wanted it just to be so that everybody got a reminder at the right time, because the Facebook events thing just doesn't do that properly. But, you know, try these things. I created a group a little while back for something else, and I just asked people, do you want, you know, would you like to be in it? Would you, you know, would you be interested in this? Talking of the would you be interested in, I put up a post today, in fact, about my Facebook profile funnel swipe file. So what I've created is a like a cheat sheet of how to set up your Facebook profile funnel. And I said, for you guys, you've got more advanced training on actually like the whys for the what you do. And I've walked you through how to set up the various bits of your Facebook profile funnel. Because once you've stopped somebody scrolling and you've got them onto your profile, you obviously want to then take them through to your page. But anyway, so I created a post that talked about who would like this cheat sheet. And I used a few things in there to try and get some attention. Now, what I did not do, I did not have an image because I'm testing, always testing different things. I wanted to see if the other thing that I did instead worked better than what I've done in the past, which is an image of it. And so what I did is I actually did something to the font of the text, which was I made it in bold. So there are some tools out there that you can do crazy things to text and then put that into social media text. So normally you're restricted to the bog standard, boring, regular text, but you can actually, I'll post a link to it in the comments. I'll do it right now, but it's called Yay Text, which is actually a totally free service, and you can go in there and type in your phrase, whatever it is, the things that you want to be bolded, and you can make it bold and italic and in serif font, not just the sans serif, so whether it's got little bits on the end of the fonts, and do loads of other things as well. So that's a really useful thing to do. So just trying all the time to get attention and to get people to stop the scroll, and to do it in a way that like helps them, but also gives you more information, brings you more leads in. So I put up this thing, who would be interested in it. I've now got a ton of people who are interested in the Facebook profile funnel, which means that they are therefore potentially interested in my program, my challenge. Because if you remember when we talked about the lead magnet, the matrix, and we looked at what's the, you know, what can we come up with that's the previous step to the thing that you're offering. For me, talking about the Facebook profile funnel is, although it's the beginning of the challenge, this is a kind of a very top level view of the Facebook profile, which intrigues people enough to then go, I need some help in setting this up. I don't know what to put in the who results section. I don't know who my ideal client is. I have no idea what to do after that. What do I do with my page? You know, whatever. So these are all things that are going to be triggered by looking at my lead magnet, and therefore people then will come into the challenge. But I tried a different thing today of putting in just some different formatted text, and that then got people going, well, how did you do that? Of course, the answer is, well, you need to come and join my challenge to find out. No, I did give actually the resource out to people, because I'm not really one to fully, I probably give away too much, but then I feel that I've got lots of goodwill out in the world. So I actually don't mind the fact that I give out lots, because, you know, enough people come to my world, into my paid challenge, that I can help some people out for free. That doesn't bother me. I know there are lots of people out there who will hold things back and not tell you. So you get like part of the information for free, and then you have to buy the next thing, or you pay a small amount for the first thing, but if you want the really good stuff, that actually makes a difference. You have to pay loads and loads of money. I'd rather say, hey, here's how to do things, but if you need more hands-on help, that's where I come in. So hopefully that makes some sense. Rosie says, does the formatted text get a better response than other things like pics? No, is my like short initial answer. So no, it doesn't. But what it does do is make people go, I don't know how to do that. How did they do that? Because it's something that hardly anybody's doing. Most people don't know about. So it does get people to strike up conversation with you, perhaps in a way that they wouldn't with an image, because everyone can do an image, whereas not everybody knows how to do formatted text. You might have noticed in groups as well. If you're on desktop in groups, you can do formatted text now. My experience so far of everybody is that the formatting is so hideous, it is impossible to read, because people have no idea what they're doing. Like, they don't understand what should be a headline, what should be smaller, what should be smaller. So everything's a bit jumbled at the moment, and it makes it really difficult to read. And if something's too difficult to read, people won't bother reading it. So you've got to make something simple and easy for them. But it's a talking point. You could combine it. So what I try and do, especially if I'm trying to stand out from other people on like maybe a very busy thread, is combine images and the formatting. So I'll give you an example. In some groups, they have a post your thing for £50, $50, or like, you can promote yourself for 1 day a week only. And so what I do is I have something in bold as like my title, my hook, my grabber. So that will be in bold. And then the text will be in regular. I might have words like free in bold, because that is like a hands down proven word to get people's attention, is the word free. And so I would have title in bold, various words I want to stand out in bold throughout the text, and I'm talking about in a comment now, so you can still do this in comments, and then have a link, and then I would make sure that the picture that the link brings up, and if you don't know how to do this, there's a tool called the Facebook debugger, which you put in your URL that you're typing into Facebook, and it will show you what the image is that's going to be pulled up. So if, for example, you're using ClickFunnels, and I know how to do this better in ClickFunnels, I don't know how to do the same with Leadpages, but I'm sure they do in the rest of them. But if you have created your opt-in in ClickFunnels or in or your funnel or whatever, you put in the link to that page into the Facebook debugger, and it will pull up the image. Now, in ClickFunnels, you can choose the specific image that gets shown when someone does a social share. It's in, when you're in the actual page editor, it's one of like the main the SEO thing, like it says SEO something or other. If you really are struggling, then ask me and I'll pull it up for you. But when you go into your page editor like the actual funnel step editor in ClickFunnels, one of the things is the SEO stuff. So like the page title, the author, and all that stuff. And you should choose a really interesting photo there, same as everything, an interesting photo, so that's the photo that comes up when you then post your link. So I have the same photo, and I've just created a new one for my Facebook profile funnel. It's called SB's FB profile funnel swipe file. And what I've done is I've taken a screenshot of the actual landing page, because it's quite a pretty landing page, and that is the image that is in the social share. And then I run that through the Facebook debugger so that when somebody shares it, it pulls up the image that I want to be shown, rather than just a random image that's chosen from the page. So if you do not have a specific social share image, then Facebook will try and find an image that it can use. And obviously you don't want it picking something random. So be mindful. Again, like everything is an opportunity to stop the scroll, to make something more shareable, to make people, like the right people, stand up and say, yes, this is for me. So just bear that in mind when you're creating lead magnets and things. I can't remember the name or like the actual URL of the Facebook debugger tool off the top of my head. So what I will do is I will pop that in the links in the comments afterwards. So guys, if you have any questions about how to stop the scroll, then post them in the comments around the video, and desktop on the left, Facebook, mobile down below. But yes, so to drop in a question that you have. Now, something I'm going to say this, put this out there. This has nothing to do with stop the scroll at all. I don't know if you know, but you cannot engagement bait people on Facebook and get good results. So you can no longer say, if you're an Aries, tag yourself below. comment below for XYZ, you know. And this is a really tough one, because sometimes you might be asking a question and you need to guide people through doing something, i.e. commenting, because people forget to comment. It's really easy to click the like button. It takes more effort to write a comment. So if you create a post and you say things like comment below, your post won't get as much reach as it would do if you just asked a question and said, what do you think? And that kind of thing. So comment below, tag yourself below, tag a friend, share with a friend. If you run an ad, you actually you almost can't say those things. So it's not just that like the reach is bad if you do an organic post. If you run an ad, it will tell you that people will have a negative experience and it will hardly show it to anybody. So you need to be mindful of the wording that you use. And I'm just thinking of this because I said, you know, comment below, comment around this video. I'm not concerned with this video getting tons of reach because this is for you. This is your training in this group. But I just don't want you to put up posts and say things like comment below and it negatively affect you. Now, very interestingly, Facebook's algorithm will now pick up if you say that in a video. So the words that you speak in your video, Facebook will now check to see if you're saying things like comment below. There's not like a definitive list of the things that you shouldn't say, but there is a guide about it is called engagement baiting. It's because there is such a like a run of people doing those things of like, you know, what's your star sign and things, just to get people to put down their star sign, because the vast majority of average Joe will write those things down. So just be mindful of that. Ask questions. When you get people to stop the scroll, then give them something to read, then get them to respond, but in a way of asking them a question. How do they feel? Have they experienced it? Like all that kind of thing, rather than just comment below. So hopefully that helps. So let's have a little look. Anne says, I'm a little stumped with the Facebook debugger thing and where and how to choose a social share image. Okay, Anne, let me know in the comments, having just said what I said. So let me know what you're using at the moment to create your opt-ins, your lead magnets, your online presence, your website and stuff. So tell me what you're using, and I will give you a bit more guidance. If that's it, obviously, if you're still on with me right now. If you're not, then what I'll do is I will I'm going to post the link to the Facebook debugger. I don't ever recommend you do what I'm about to do right now, by the way, guys, because it's quite hard to talk and maintain your flow and your train of thought if you are also doing something like typing or searching, and people will know that you're doing it when you're on a video. Because I have a really strange brain, I can actually look things up and carry on talking. Now, it's quite difficult to see this on a mobile. What I have got is the link, and I'm going to pop it into the comments of this video for you so that you can literally go and have a look at it. Now, wait until I've finished, then click on the link and go and have a look at the Facebook debugger tool. And literally, it's got a box, and you've got to put the URL that you would normally send somebody to. So if you have an opt-in, that for me, SamanthaBrownLive.com/no-prep for my video engagement, my no prep live video engagement cheat sheet. Okay, that's what you would put in the debugger. And then what that does is the Clever tool goes and looks at the website and pulls back the information that would be shared if you shared that link on Facebook. So when you share a link on Facebook, it comes up with an image. You can choose what that image is going to be. So you need to think what kind of image is going to be interesting, is going to make people stop, is going to give people an idea of what it's about. Maybe you don't have to give them an idea, something that's interesting, intriguing, curiosity-based, all those kind of things. And so in ClickFunnels, but this is where I need you to tell me what you're using, but definitely in ClickFunnels, Lead Pages, WordPress, you can choose what your social share image is. And so I would make it something interesting so that when you share your link or somebody else shares your link, because they will eventually, when someone shares your link on Facebook and the rest of them as well, but we're primarily concerned about Facebook, but the same applies to the rest of them, then this is the image that's going to come up. And the reason we use the tool is to make sure it's the right image, and also just to check that there's nothing unexpected on there that we weren't expecting to come up, so that the first time you post your link, you're not like hit with what's this. And also the first time you ever share your link, there won't be an image because Facebook will have never had checked that website. So that's why it's useful to go through the debugger too. So except my Facebook page. I'm going to have a conversation with you, Am, about that, because I'm not quite sure what you mean. So what I'm talking about here with the Facebook debugger tool is specifically for your website, whether you call it a website, a landing page, your opt-in, your lead magnet, what else do people call them, like funnels, not your Facebook specific thing, but how you get people into your email list. So if you've got an email list, let me know in the comments if you do. If you don't, then we need to get that sorted as soon as possible, because you need to get people's email lists, because while Facebook is amazing, if you got shut down, then you've got nothing. So you need to get people into your email list, and then you can nurture them by sending them emails and giving them value, and then inviting them to come buy your stuff. So let's talk about that maybe offline in the group after this, and let me know if you've got an email list, and then I can talk to you about how you can really simply set one up, even if you don't have one. I think I've posted some templates for my Amy Porterfield style and my Russell Brunson style lead magnet things. So if you do not have a way of getting someone onto your email list right now, you can take one or both or either of those templates, and you can have a 14-day free trial with ClickFunnels, and you can literally have that template as I've given it to you. You just click the link, you click it, and it will take you through to set up your own funnel, your own opt-in, and you just put your words in, like whatever the thing is that you're selling, you put that in there, and then you've got your very own opt-in. Like it's as simple as that. It's literally plug and play, which is why I love ClickFunnels. So yes. So Anne says she's currently starting out, not using anything, her Facebook page, that's it, and no email list. Okay, so what I'll do is maybe I'll do like a short training, but I'll do it as an upload video rather than for everybody, because I know not everybody needs this. So I'll do a training and then upload it on having a list, because obviously, maybe not obviously, it makes sense to have an email list to grow your business, but you need to set that up. And so I'll talk you through some options that you can use and how to really easily set it up with the things that I know. So, and then you can go out there and choose whatever you want to use. So hopefully that helps out and will help you. Cool. Okay. So if there are no more questions this evening, today, depending what time it is with you, then I will let you get back to your day. Anne says, oh, thanks. And Rosie says she's got a small email list. She's working on it. We can easily grow that. This is the great thing about Facebook, okay, is that you can test out what kinds of things people want to know about. And then you can create lead magnets, and then you can give those lead magnets to people that have shown interest. And then you can go and find new people to bring into your email list with those really awesome lead magnets that you know people want, and then you can build your list that way, rather than what I see a lot happening in let's say the un-Facebook educated world, where people spend all this time creating a lead magnet or a course, even worse, and then expect people to buy it, and they don't even know that people want it. I mean, I've in my group, so I pay $30,000 to Russell Brunson to be part of 2 Comma Club X Coaching. And there are people in my power group. So we have small groups of people, and we have like calls once a week, just to see where we all are and if we need any help and all that kind of stuff. And there are people in my power group who have built courses and spent weeks building courses and then can't sell it because nobody actually wants it. They haven't done their market research properly, and it's not that hard. Just use Facebook. They've launched a course and they haven't got an email list, so they're running ads and spending like hundreds of dollars to try and bring people in, and aren't really getting anywhere because the messaging's not right. So yeah, it's just like you need an audience first. You guys know this, you get this. You need an audience first, find out what they want, create it, sell it to them. Easy. But yeah, so just look at all the things that I'm doing. Everything that I do, you can incorporate into your business. That's like the whole point. That's why I'm so transparent, is because, and someone laughed the other day when they were like, oh my gosh, you're showing people how to do these things and you're telling them that you're selling them and then you're selling them. And I was like, yes, because if I can do it, you can do it. So Craig says, thanks again, Samantha. Loving these sessions. They're fab. Thank you so much for watching. Massively appreciate you. I hope you're feeling better. Yes, so any questions, post in the group. Let me know. I'm here to help you. Everybody else is here to help you. You guys are doing great because you're here. You're getting involved. You're asking questions. We're therefore growing your business. All the people that aren't asking questions, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, you get the most out of these sessions. And the same with anything. You show up and you put some willing in and you get the most out of it. So I'm really appreciating and loving having you guys here. And I shall see you the same time tomorrow, and have a great day. See you later.